welcome to my channel. My name is Heather Pickin, and today we're going to talk about 5 steps to achieving your business goals in 90 days or less. So stay tuned. But before I get into today's topic, please do 3 things for me. First, like this video. It does something to the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to my channel and comment below. With the words La Dolce Vita if you want to go into or get into my monthly drawing for my book. You can also go over to fearlessandfabulousbook.com and get the digital version for less than $10. I think it's $9.99. So yes, it is less than $10. But every month I do a drawing to receive a copy in digital form. Okay, it's my way of giving back. So again, please do those things because these videos are absolutely free. And we're going to get right into the topic of these 5 steps to achieve your business goals. Now, I have been doing this for over 15 years now. I have been coaching women entrepreneurs all around the world. And I definitely am seasoned. I've helped women to create 6- and 7-figure businesses. I work with high-level CEOs and executives of Fortune 500 companies. So I think I know a thing or two. My specialty is really helping women to get out of their own way, get clear on their vision. You got to get clear on your vision, and understanding what are those next steps that you need to do. And so we're going to go through my process and keep your eyes open because very soon, no matter what, or actually depending on when you're watching this video, I am launching 3 new, I'll just say products that are absolutely going to be mind-blowing and help you if you have any goals that you've been trying to set and you can't in any area of your life. Also, if you are an entrepreneur, if you have any kind of business and you are stuck at a certain income level, and no matter what you've tried, no matter what marketing tactics you've tried, you cannot break through to that next level. Maybe you're having issues charging what you're worth and you're all over, you're all in your head, you're sabotaging your success. You want to go over to heatherpickin.com, get onto my list, my email list, because you're going to be notified when I'm launching this. And I am going to give people a savings that get onto my list. I guarantee you. So anyways, I'll share more about that later. But one of the very first things that you want to do, you might want to take some notes here. When you want to achieve a goal, what you have to understand is that you have a fingerprint specific formula that is unique to you. And when you are setting goals that are not in alignment to this formula, you know what happens is that either the goal is not attainable, right? Or you'll create self-sabotage, or you'll even try to set a goal that it's just not congruent in alignment with who you are. I find this all too often that women will lie to themselves, especially women entrepreneurs that don't understand this formula. It is proven, it's a scientific formula, also rooted in philosophy, which I'm going to get into, but it's so easy to do, but yet a lot of women don't understand the system. And so that's why I want to talk to you today. It's actually step number 1. So step number 1 is identify your unique goal setting formula that is really about understanding who you are at a core level. Now, I have created a whole system around this. Well, actually, I'm launching my system, and I've refined my system over the years, which I talk about it in my latest book that I mentioned before, my drawing. But I have broken up this unique formula into 8 areas of life. Okay, so I'm going to explain why this is important. This goes back to the Greeks, more importantly, Aristotle, who talked about, or actually who created a study called axiology. And axiology is actually the study of values and worth, human values and worth. And they found that no 2 people on the planet see the same world view. Would you agree? If you're looking at people on Facebook, social media, Everyone has these different ideas. It's because of this unique formula. And people will put themselves on a pedestal or become self-righteous because they believe it's their way or the highway. You can see that. You can see that a lot of people have these polarized ideas on how they think, well, wait a minute, this is the way that things should be. Now, the question is, who is right? Who's right? Which side is right? We have many different views. Well, guess what? Everyone is right according to this formula. This is what's mind-blowing. When you understand this, you'll actually also have a deeper appreciation of how everyone sees the world different. Like you like chocolate ice cream, I might like vanilla ice cream. And I know that's like being very simplistic in how I'm explaining it. But what you want to do, when I look at this on a human behavior level, we need to be accepting for people that are different. And a lot of times that's challenging because it challenges us to our core with what I'm going to talk about today. So number one, axiology is the study of human values and worth. No two people are the same. It's fingerprint specific. It is unique. And you want to identify what your top 3 areas of life are to maximize your goal setting process, period. This is also going to be helpful when you get stuck to help you get out of your own way. But I'm going to shortcut everything today. I'm going to go over, I made a video actually before I talked about 7. I'm actually including 8. I just broke one of the areas into another piece of the pie because I felt it needed to be addressed that way. So if you look at one of my videos below, maybe I'll link it below, you can look to see what these areas are more specifically. But I'm going to go over them very quickly for you. So the 8 areas to set any goal, to understand how to get out of your own way, to realize, am I being congruent and fluent in what I'm saying I want to do? That's really key. Okay, so let's go over the areas. First is the area of your mind, right? The area of your mind, developing your mindset. The second area is your body. Now, the body could be if you have a health or fitness goal, wellness, maybe if you're sick. I'm going to show you how this plays into the hierarchy of understanding what your top 3 are and how they can also change. We also have your spiritual area of your life. So that could be if you have specific religious beliefs that you're focused on. And it doesn't necessarily have to be religious either. It could just be your spiritual path of why you're here on this planet. You have the spiritual calling. It's slightly different. So I want to include both of those things in there so that you identify what that is. Also, the area of your family. So for those of you that have kids or just your immediate family, that's another area of your life. You also have the area of your friends, okay? So that would be people that you're hanging around on an ongoing basis. Now, friends can actually be people that you're meeting online. So anything or anyone that you perceive as a friend can take on many forms and fall into this category. We also have relationships, okay? So I look at relationships as personal relationships, like with a significant other. So that is an area of life that you may want to focus on. You also have finances, okay? So that's money that you are investing, not spending, okay? Not spending. Your area of your finances is anything that you're investing in. That could be real estate, that could be stock market, that could be just tucking money away in your savings account. And then the last one, we have vocation. So vocation, think about vocation. Well, I always say my vocation, or my vocation is my vacation, or I don't have to take a vacation because I love what I do. So vocation could take on 2 different paths. It could take on your career path. So if you work for someone else, or it could take on your business. You actually might be in a career right now where you want to create a side business, or a lot of women call it a side hustle. I have mixed feelings about side hustle because it could lead to burnout. I mean, there's a time and place to hustle. So anyways, those are the 8 areas of life. I will probably link below. I talk about the 7. I go into more detail what those areas are on finding your life purpose, because that's really key. But if you already have your life purpose, you're like, you know what, I just want to focus on how to set these goals for my business. We all live, like I mentioned, we all live by our top three. Now, this is important because if you get stuck when you are taking action with your goal, these three things, understand the top three are going to be important. They're going to be important. They're going to play a big part later on to help you to push through those plateaus because those things can happen. But these are important also because let's just say your top three areas of your life. Now, I'm going to give you a real shortcut. I have a whole process that I walk people through and how to define what the top three are. I just want you to look at, where you're taking the action on in these areas. So if we look at the 8 areas, what do you find, and this is the key, the most, what are you focusing on the most when it comes to these top 3 areas? Now, if you have children, if you're a mother and you have children and you're always taking care of the children, spending money on the children, everything relates to the children, and you're not working on your business, let's just say business is not even in your top 3, what you don't want to do is set a goal that's so unrealistic when you have a high value on your kids, and there's nothing wrong with that. So look at where you're spending your energy, your time, where you're most congruent with, not what you say that you want to do, but your life is actually a demonstration. So we take those top 3, and then we understand that is my specific goal setting code and life force that is really who I am. It's part of me. That formula can change over time. So let's just say if you started a business and all of a sudden you have a kid, that hierarchy is going to shift. Your kid is going to come first, right? Would you agree that's going to be most important because you're focusing on it? It's in your radar. You're studying, you're researching it the most. And so you never want to make yourself wrong for what is most important to you in those 8 areas of life. Okay, so first you have to identify it. Number 1, when I'm working with clients, we have to identify it. It doesn't matter anything that you want to do, we have to know that exact formula because that helps me to coach someone in a very powerful way to get to their goals, and this is the key, in the fastest time possible. Okay, now we go to the second step. The second step of setting any goal in your business, so we're focusing on business, is what are your blocks? What are your blocks, your limitations, your beliefs? What's rattling around in your brain that you feel is stopping you from getting to your goal? You want to identify what that is. Now, normally, the number one thing that stops women from achieving their business goals, you know what it is? It's fear. It's a form of fear. So you want to identify the specific form of fear that is stopping you. Do you feel, well, let me just give you this example. Let's just say you want to raise your prices. Let's just say you're a business coach or a consultant. You want to raise your prices on, let's just say in 90 days or less, you want to double your rates. I can help anyone double their rates. It's so easy. It's not rocket science. It really is that identification of how you see yourself is not being valuable to the degree of what you want to charge. It really is as simple as that. So I want you to identify what fear or fears that you have pertaining to achieve that goal. So let's just say I work with a lot of women that sometimes they have a partner that doesn't support their business. And I'm here to tell you, and I created another video about that. So if you're in a relationship where your partner does not support your goals, your vision for your business, you may want to get another partner. And I'm not kidding. Either get another partner or you shift on how you see yourself. You have to create that inner shift. You have to shift your paradigm. You have to shift how you see yourself in order to not allow that person to take up mental real estate in your mind, because that's what I find a lot of women are doing. They're looking for approval. Please, see that I'm this great businesswoman. And I'm here to tell you, when you start seeking the approval of other people, you will start regressing in your business. Okay. So again, you want to identify those fears and ask yourself, who do I need to become in order to get to that goal? You absolutely must shift your identity, especially if we're talking about in the context of raising your rates. You have to shift your inner perception in order to receive the money. Confidence is simply understanding that you're creating that subconscious program in your mind to align to that end goal. Okay. So just trying to take the outer action is not going to work in and of itself. Like if you just wrote down that number, if you're charging 5,000 and you want to charge 10,000, if you just wrote that piece on a piece of paper without internalizing and shifting your perception, you're not going to get it. And let's just say you do get it. But what happens, what I have found is if you're not doing the inner work, then you're going to attract those clients that are mismatched to your business. And I don't want that to happen to you. So you absolutely must understand, what are these blocks that I'm having? Like what are those, excuse me, internal shifts that I must make in order to shift. And this is my superpower. When I help my clients, I find marketing is, literally like 5%. What I spend the most time is helping them to really get clear on their vision, get out of their own way, change that inner program so that the income level matches what they're telling me that they want to create. And I speak from experience. I've helped my clients. I probably mentioned this video before in another video that I have helped clients generate 6 and 7 figures in their business. I've worked with CEOs and I also work with Fortune 500 executives. So everyone has all different ranges of problems. Doesn't matter where they're at. But what I find, even the smartest women, maybe you're watching this video and you have a master's degree or PhD or multiple certifications and you still can't get to that end goal, you still can't take the action to write that book, it has nothing to do with your education. It has everything to do with those internal programs. So I use a lot of neuroscience, psychology, and philosophy to help shift that in the fastest time. It is so fast, to me, it doesn't take a long time to create that inner transformation. It's understanding how the brain works, making new connections so that you shift your perception. And you know that these things are changing when you're starting to take action on your goals. You're no longer filling your mind or occupying what I call that real estate in your mind with negativity. I don't know if I can do this. Not to say you'll never have negative thoughts, but if the ratio of negative thoughts is higher to those of being positive and seeing that you can get to this goal, then that tells me you haven't shifted your beliefs. Okay, so you definitely want to work on that. Okay, so talked about second thing you want to do. Third thing that you want to do to reach your goal in the fastest time in your business, 90 days or less, is you need to map out your strategy. What I usually like to do, and I'm creating an entire product around this. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I have written books. My last book I wrote in 30 days. If you are wanting to write a book and you haven't written it, giving yourself excuses, just know it's excuse because you haven't mapped it out. When you reverse engineer your goal, what you want to do is look at what's the end result that you want to do with this book. And then you just work backwards and you start writing down what you feel the steps are. If you're working with me one-on-one, I give you my exact launch blueprint to write and publish your best-selling book. It's not rocket science, but you need to reverse engineer your goal. So again, you could write, if you're wanting to write a goal or if you're wanting to, let's just say, write that book. What I recommend is, 90 days, I want to be where do you want to be in 90 days? 90 days or less. Here's that goal. Then you keep asking yourself, okay, what is the next step? You keep reverse engineering that until you have your whole blueprint written out. And so I have a whole system that I cannot wait to share with everyone, but you can get started right now. Just do this. Don't make it hard. Just write it out. Just, really quickly, if you want to launch your book, if you have a book that's just like, I want to get this book, what is that end goal in mind? Do you want to write a book and have a system, which I highly recommend? Don't write just a book. Have a book and have a system to maximize your profits. And so what would be the next step before that, right? You would have to get an editor, and, or have, I personally, excuse me, I personally definitely recommend getting a good editor. I have amazing editors. If you need those resources, I'll give them to you for free. Just email me, heather@heatherpicken.com, and I'll definitely share my resources. Anyways, you want an editor. You need an outline of your rough draft of your book. You need an outline of your book. But what's really great is once you reverse engineer these goals, they're not hard to do. And then you understand the time frames that you're assigning to each step that you're doing. Can you see? It's just having a systematic way of doing things to get to that end result, to get to your end goal. Okay, then the fourth step in reaching your business goals is daily action planning. I find a lot of women entrepreneurs do not understand this. If you don't plan out your day, you know what happens? There's something in business called Parkinson's law, which means that if you don't plan out your day with the highest priorities, you fill it up with low priority things, like you're watching cat and dog videos. Watching a video like this on YouTube is absolutely beneficial to you because I'm not giving you fluff. I'm giving you real world advice that you can use right away and implement in your business. So high priority action steps. What is that next step that I need to do in order to hit my goal? So if I'm writing a book, and like I said, I've written 4 before, I know the process. If I wrote a book, or if I'm writing my next book, which I probably will, I know I have many books in me, what would be the first step, that I would do? And then what is the timeline for that? I would just break it up into each step that I need to do every single day. If I told myself I'm going to write that book in one sitting, I think that would be ridiculous, right? Wouldn't you agree? Okay, so daily action steps to get to your end result. And then the last step, number 5, is measure your metrics. Measure your metrics. What does that mean? Well, if you're writing a book, you want to have some systems in place that hold you accountable. I recommend getting a coach, hiring a coach. But if you don't have a coach, you want to understand, like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing every day? So that's a metric. How far have I gotten? What is blocking me, right? There's this whole psychological process. What's blocking me if I'm not taking action? Also, a weekly review would be a metric, like how far you've gotten. Do you think that you're 50% closer to that first deadline? That's really important. And so these things will help you to actually build new networks in your brain so that when you're setting goals, like bigger, or when you're setting more goals or completing this first goal, you're going to be able to expand to that next level. So what I like about this process and this system that I'm launching is I'm showing you a way, literally how to hack your brain. I'm showing you a way on how to laser focus into your goals, have it all mapped out, and be able to take action. I'm also showing you how to align your mind to your vision so that you're not setting goals that are fantasy goals. I am also about dreaming big, absolutely, 1000%. But if it's not within your first step, within your unique formula, you're going to find those goals are not congruent and aligned with who you are. So I hope this video helps you. If you want to get on my wait list of my new products that I'm launching, I'm so excited. I have some marketable products that are going to be marketed to millions of people. I also have products that are more laser focused to women entrepreneurs. So I'm focusing and narrowing my focus on those things. So if you want to get on that email list and really talk to you about the neuroscience of goal setting and creating this vision that is so amazing that you feel connected to in your business, go over to heatherpicken.com. Get on my email list. Tell me that you want to be on my wait list so that you get first dibs. Anyone that's on my wait list, you will get a percentage off when I launch this. So I'm so excited. I hope this video helps you. And until next time, this is Heather Picken, and live fearlessly.